Year in review. So as you know, the Rotary year goes July 1st to June 30th. And so this is basically our last meeting of this Rotary year. Keep in mind that next week on Friday, we will not be meeting because we consider it part of the 4th of July holiday. So anyway, I get to do a wrap up of all the great stuff we've done in the last year. And the one thing I wanted to ask of you, I guess I first wanted to say that it was absolutely a fabulous year. And it's obviously because of the great members that we have, the great committee heads, the chairs, the board. I mean, this doesn't happen overnight, and we accomplished so much. But during the year, we had two kind of sad things, very sad things happen. Pete Fulbrigge passed away in November, and it really made me stop, and probably all of you stop and kind of take inventory of what matters most, right? And then to also appreciate the amazing member he was to our club. Then a little bit later, we have Lori Penland pass away. So she passed away in February. She was a member, but then I think she had she resigned maybe a year or two ago, but she was active on our board. And once again, a life cut short way too soon. At her funeral, they put out this the dash. And so on your table, I want you to just take 2 minutes, if you would, to read the dash. I know it's a lot of words to read quickly, but I found this to be so perfect for you to stop in the middle of your tracks and really think about what's going on. What's the dash? You know, you have a birth date, you have a date of death. What's going on in the dash? And then that led me to think about my year as Rotary president and what happened during my dash, during our dash, 2022 to 2023. And it made me think, especially when I read this, you got to take advantage of the time that you've got and really think about what counts, what's worthwhile and what isn't. And I think that this group of people really brings that together and makes it happen. I don't know if you recall, but on July 8th, a year ago, we sat in the other room and I asked you all to help me fill in all the different activities that we do. And if you take a look, there's another sheet of paper there. We filled in this sheet of all the different activities that we had planned. And really what I was working towards was, you know, this is, I said a lot, this is post-COVID, and we really do need to bring our best energy back to play, because we were all used to a couple of years of not getting out in the public, not doing things together. And when we went through this calendar, it was just amazing to me because I filled in a few things, but you as a group filled it in. I mean, honestly, every month of the year, except I think January, I guess we get a chance to take a rest, but it was just an amazing year to me that we could accomplish so much with so much of your efforts. Now, Claudia put together a recap of all of the different things in a different format. Prettier, thank you, Claudia. but the number of new members that we brought on board, the amount of support we gave back to the community, the dollars spent, we gave to PACE, which was one of Mohan's projects, and we were thrilled to complete that. And you'll get to hear about that later in a few months. But the Dublin Food Pantry giving $12,500. Yay! That doesn't happen without all of the activities on the sheet that we had. The high school scholarships, we continue to give to them. The Catalyst for Change, all of these products were so amazing. But where'd that money come from? Well, they were funded by all of your hard work and your hard efforts with the Pro-Am. Once again, an amazing event. The Polar Bear, the car show, and the OSU parking. Ingrid, out of nowhere, she calls and says, hey, Michigan game, could we do the parking lot? Yes, let's do it. And we raised those monies to be able to then give and to support to our community. That was so very, very important. And then, of course, the ongoing projects that we did, the Salvation Army bell ringing, the Miracle League, the parade marshaling, all these events were just really amazing. And you all came out in full force. And I guess that was my fear, was that, COVID really stuck it to us, and we weren't going to get out there, and we weren't going to get the volunteers that we needed. But if you go and you look at this, we had so many people really step up to the plate and make our appearance so important in Dublin. And, when you think of service above self, you all did that in the last year. During the dash of the last year, you really filled it in. So I wanted to thank each and every one of you for that. Thank you. So that's my recap. I'm going to short and sweet, kind of, sort of. I wanted to next go into, let's see. I have 2 awards to hand out today. Yay, Rookie of the Year. Guys, we had some amazing rookies this year, rookies that really came out and made an effort and came to events and jumped in with both feet and learned so much about our organization. Lori Reinbold couldn't be here today. She's out on business, but I really got to hand it to her, because for 2 years, she drove that project and made sure that we onboarded our members the best we could to keep them active and informed and to be a part of this wonderful organization. So board gets together, we decide who is going to be the Rookie of the Year. And it was a tough vote, but here it is. Last year, I started a new activity. I didn't put this in my year in review. Started a new activity called Walk with a Rotarian. How many walked with me? Yeah, so see, it was pretty good, right? Yeah. So basically, I asked Lori, I said, hey, for our rookies especially, let's get out and do the first walk in July. So I thought concept was easy, no big deal. Just show up at Bridge Park, Sweetwater, at 7:30. Well, out of all the Rotarians that I asked to go on the walk, I got to tell you, the rookies showed up. And you're probably going to say, well, that's a rookie mistake, right? But they showed up, and this one rookie came not just once, but multiple times. And it really was a wonderful opportunity to get to know this individual very well. And then also talk about all the different things that our club was involved in to really get a feel for what this rookie could do. So what she ended up doing was she decided to take my comments to heart, and she reached out and became an active member of the speaker committee, coordinating not only new and interesting speakers, but also kept our club informed of the speakers. And most important of all, she helped us keep Zoom alive, which I think is so important, because I have no technological skills whatsoever. But she did that because she also knew that she couldn't always attend meetings, but wanted to stay connected. So it is my honor to present our Rookie of the Year to Erin Prescott. And of course, we look forward to your continued ideas and energy and enthusiasm. So Okay, the next award is the Rotarian of the Year. And once again, the board gets together, the board makes nominations, and the board decides who should be the Rotarian of the Year. This year's Rotarian of the Year actually became a Rotarian in 1981. So it predates our club, actually. Many moons ago, the individual decided that service above self was what that person wanted to do. It was a great motto to live by. But what's most impressive about this member is that when we were coming out of the COVID cloud, I think everybody's kind of sort of, doing what they could. This member to me just seemed to flip the switch and go full throttle. Attended, I think had perfect attendance, seems to always volunteer for everything. You see him at Polar Bear, Irish Festival, Literary Council. And then remember we did a field trip last year. We didn't have a meeting. I asked you all to go to different Rotary clubs, and the board, I kind of strong-armed, and they did. But then some of you guys did it as well, and I was so excited. But this particular individual jumped in, visited a club, and then from that visit decided to wrangle some speakers from that other club. And if you might recall, he also got the professor to come and talk about the war in Ukraine, which I thought was so eye-opening. He started his Rotary path at the Columbus Club when he was a CPA downtown. We got so lucky because when he retired, he brought his smiling face to our club. He continues to bring his smiling face all the time. And I understand that even today with bronchitis, our Rotarian of the Year for 2022-23 is Jim Warburton.
That's awesome. Yeah. What an honor. Yeah. Unbelievable. You're unbelievable.
Do you want to make comments?
Thank you all so much. I just joined Rotary because I wanted to serve, and that's what I keep trying to do. And when I joined here, I said, I just want to volunteer. I don't want to be in charge anymore because I did a lot down at the Columbus Rotary Club. But anyway, this has been quite a week because I got my 6th hole in one. So anyway, thank you all so much. Very unexpected, obviously, or I would have been here earlier, but
so exciting. Okay, now we introduced our guests, but you guys need to realize that David and Dave are both from the district, and Dave Dewey's been here at several meetings, but David, I think this is your first meeting here, right? So we welcome you very much for coming to our installation. If you both want to come on up, we're going to get started with the installation.
Well, thank you very much, Susan. What an honor it is to be with you today. I'm having a blast as I prepare to become district governor. My installation is tomorrow in Lancaster. I'm from the Lancaster Club. And, it's just when we have the opportunity to celebrate what has happened and then to look ahead to what's going to happen. I love changing of the guards. I've lost count. I think this is my 10th one this week. We have about 45 between now and 2 weeks from now. And so I'm not doing all those, but lots. And it's a ton of fun. I've been running around the district and meeting so many great Rotarians. And as we think about the fact that we are placing service above self, I think it's phenomenal the work that you have done this year. When you look at the output of a club like yours, and sometimes clubs of 50, 60, 70, they're the most engaged and interactive in our group. And that is certainly true of your club with so many of your members engaged and just looking at more than 25 different projects, all the money you raised, the ongoing things that you're doing. And that's a result of great leadership down through the years. It's a result of the board and their leadership. And certainly today, as we wrap up a year imagining Rotary, it's a result of Susan and her leadership of your club. Aren't you thankful that this year you had a leader like Susan? Would you join me in congratulating her on a fantastic year? Well, I'm glad to be here today. We are transitioning from Imagining Rotary to the new theme, which is Create Hope in the World. And as we move forward toward that theme, the reality is that we're not leaving the work behind that has been done. We're going to continue to imagine Rotary. One of the big initiatives this past year from a Rotary International standpoint was peace. And our incoming Rotary International president, Gordon McAnally, has said that peace is the soil in which hope takes root. And so we realize that if there's going to be hope, if we're going to create hope in the world, there must be peace as a foundation. So we remain committed to that, both at the district level and with Rotary International. As we continue forward, there are a couple people I just want to recognize. The assistant governor, Dave, has already been mentioned. I'm so thankful for our assistant governors. I know you have a past assistant governor in your club as well. Susan, right? Is Susan here? Yeah, very good. A past assistant governor. Thank you for your service. And we have a couple other current district officers in addition. I'm sorry? Yeah, oh, who? Oh, Wolf. Yeah, I didn't see Wolf over there. Wolf's on there. Wolf is our current service committee chair, as well as a past district governor. And then, of course, in addition to Dave, where's Claudia? Claudia back there is our public image co-chair for the district. And of course, our past district governor, the venerable Calvin Gephardt, who served so wonderfully with the district. If you're interested in district leadership, we've got stuff for you to do. And so you see me after, and we would love to help you extend your Rotary service into the district as well. Rotary's made up of 1.4 million members around the world, 38,000 plus clubs. And as we think about that and do the math, the reality then tells us that only 3% of Rotarians are getting ready to have the experience that your incoming president, Ingrid, is having. And so, Ingrid, if you will come up, we're going to officially install you as the president of the Dublin AM Club. Yeah, come over right up here. Yeah. I now have the honor of administering the presidential oath. And Ingrid, as we do this, the reality is you've been elected to this position. And it is the confidence and trust and faith that your club members are putting in you that they have decided that you're the right person at this right time to lead the club forward. Being a Rotary Club president, and past presidents here will tell you, is a phenomenal honor. I had a wonderful year as president of my club in Lancaster, and Susan has now had a fantastic year. And now you get to decide what your dash is going to look like as you continue forward. And so it's now an honor to install you, Ingrid, as president of the Dublin AM Club. Will you please raise your right hand? Repeat after me. I, Ingrid Fields.
I, Ingrid Fields,
Do solemnly swear.
do solemnly swear
That I will provide support
that I will provide support
to the district governor
to the district governor
and to Rotary International.
and to Rotary International.
And I will execute the office
And I will execute the office
of president of the Dublin AM Club
as president of Dublin AM Club
to the best of my
to the
ability.
best of my abilities.
And I will uphold the Constitution and bylaws of this club.
And I will uphold the Constitution and bylaws of this club.
Congratulations to you, ladies and gentlemen. Will you please rise and welcome your 23-24 president, Ingrid Fields. The official pinning is happening. We also have a theme pin as well, if you would like to
Yes, yes.
pin her with the theme pin. Yes, that one's magnetic. Yeah, you just gotta pull it off there.
Okay.
Very good. And we'd like to pass the
Yes, yes,
it's
yes.
the official administration.
Yes, and it is my honor. I got this little book when I got started for our wonderful quotes from Rotary to pass this along, as well as the gavel.
You know, when we talk about hope, I think we'll be talking about hope a lot this year. But I have to say, I really hope to serve this club well. I hope we continue to have all of our existing members find great value in the relationships that we have. And I hope we all will welcome new members and all the gifts and talents that they're bringing as well. Susan, you've had a tremendous year. Club members, we've had a tremendous year. Can't wait to get started on the next one. And I think with that, we're going to get started on the board installation. Thank you, David.
All right, as we continue forward, we're going to call the board up and you'll come up front, Ingrid, so that I don't mess up any names. They had the great idea that they call the board up so that I don't have to. So as your name is called, if you'll please come up and we will install you for the year.
Let's start with Jean Oliver. Jean with our president-elect. Let's have Susan West come back as our past president. Peter Georgeton is going to be our vice president. Rich Weber, of course, treasurer. Claudia Trustee, secretary. Club services, Kent Underwood. Community services, Trevor Donaldson. Educational services, Steve Schmidt. International, Sharon Kendall. Youth programs, Cap Clegg. Communications have Roberta Kane and Aaron Prescott. For membership, we have Kurt Brown, the foundation, Susan Robinoff, please come up. And then our sergeant at arms would be Dave Williams. And then we have our at-large members, Pete Cushney, Mike Isler, and Cindy Groniger. Please welcome our new board and thank them for their service.
All right, since the photographer jumped in the line, someone grab your phone, please, and take a few pictures as we install the board today. Board members of the Rotary Club of Dublin AM, you've been entrusted by members of this club with an important responsibility to lead the club forward over the next year. It is your members' confidence and faith in your executive ability that you will do all you can to uphold the great traditions of this club, that you will continue to place service above self, and that you will move the mission and ideals of Rotary International and your club forward. With that, I will now install you as the official board of this club for the 23-24 year. If you'll please raise your right hand. You've been elected to the important position of the administration of the Rotary Club of Dublin AM, an indication of your fellow club members' esteem and confidence in you. As you continue forward, furthering the ideals of Rotary and upholding the Constitution and bylaws of this club, will you fulfill the responsibilities of your office to the best of your ability and in accordance with those constitutions and bylaws? If so, say, I will. I will. Ladies and gentlemen, the board of Dublin AM. Congratulations.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Isn't that a great board?
Thank you.
We just have a few more little items of business. Jean Oliver, if you wouldn't mind. I just have one more thing for you. Jean has a great party for us tonight.
I do, so we look forward to seeing everyone there. Good morning, thank you. I always think I'm talking so loud and I'm apparently not, but. So we look forward to seeing everyone there. The table is set, the food's prepared, all we need is you.
But Jean, thank you. And there is one thing that Susan was kind enough to do for me last year, and that was to share the president-elect pin. I'd like to share that with you now.
Oh, thank you.
So with that, we will have you be our president-elect, and thank you again for all you're doing. I know right now is a very busy time for a president-elect because you have all the fundraising with good committee heads. I know you have the speakers that you're taking over from me already very well in hand. And I know that you've got tonight's party. So thank you again for all you're doing.
You're welcome, thank you.
There is one more thing, Susan, if I can ask you to also come up. You know, Susan, being president is sort of a hell of a job. First, we asked you to do all you have to do to get ready for a couple of years. Then everyone meetings every Friday. And then we take away your joy. Every single time I see you, you're giving me something. So I just, at the convention this year, when I was working with Dave and Dave, I had to pick up a past president's pin for you because I've always heard the best job in Rotary, as Mike can tell you, as Claudia can tell you, as Daryl can tell you, the best job in Rotary, past president. Congratulations. I think with that, if we can have one more round of applause for our Rotarian of the Year, our Rookie of the Year, Susan and her year, and both the incoming board and the outgoing board. One more last. Roberta would like to see us for pictures at the end. The board. The board. See everybody else tonight at the party, 6 o'clock.
6 o'clock, yeah. One more time. Louder. Oh, and da-da-da.
Yeah.
Where do you want? In front of the. They're gonna do on the phone here. Or do you want us to move the table? Is it better